Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our next episodes about Office 365 and its capabilities. Today, we have a next episode, which will be part of the big topic, which is a part of our everyday business related to kind of work-life balance from one side and individual productivity on digital modern workplace from the other side. My name is Andrei Burlutsky, and I'm Strategic Marketing Manager for Smart Business. Today, I think you will learn even more about not only how to be effective on the workplace, working with documents, with chats, emails, calendars, communication with other peers, but also how to balance between private life and business life in order not to burn out. Some words about Smart Business. As a company by design, we are ERP and CRM company. We are Microsoft partner, and during the last 2 years, we got award Microsoft as a partner of the year. We do not only specialize in CRM or ERP systems. We also sell Microsoft Office 365 product, Microsoft 365, Microsoft Azure, and our own solutions using artificial intelligence, Power BI, and machine learning algorithms. Our experience is coming from different geographies. That's why we are eager to share with you our knowledge, our experience in projects that are coming from different companies, different countries around the globe. Because our physical offices are in Kyiv, in Georgia, in Netherlands, Azerbaijan, and in Poland, but we are operating around the globe, having customers in more than 100 countries in the world. One more announcement before we start. If you are among the attendees who already has Office 365 in your company, you can use, let's say, you can try and use project which is called Smart Business Fast Track and Adoption Offer. This is a set of activities like readiness, trainings, workshops, education, and set of marketing activities that help you adopt Office 365 in your company smoothly. This offer is free of charge for those companies who has more than 150 licenses on board. If you have less licenses, we can discuss what the financial part separately. On the screen, you can see QR code, which you can scan with your phone and immediately get to the web page where you can learn even more about this offer. Or you can go to the web, typing adoption.smartit.com and learn more about our proposal, which comes from Microsoft and Smart Business. So let's start. As I mentioned in the beginning, today's topic I would like to connect not only with a demonstration of Microsoft technology, especially we're going to talk today about MyAnalytics and Workplace Analytics applications. MyAnalytics is a part of Office 365. Workplace Analytics is a part of additional purchase from Microsoft and partners. So I would like to make a small journey for you to show how applications in the Office 365 can help you feel better, being in balance, understand how you are communicating in the company, and control your work-life balance. Let's say burnout itself is a very popular topic in the business. People across the companies, some of them are happy with their job, some of them are not. Because those who are not happy with their job, they feel that they are not very much involved into the work in which they have dedicated their life, and this job becomes more and more meaningless, right? How many people are exhausted at work? A lot. A study conducted by Gallup in 2018 among 7,500 employees around the globe showed that 23% of the employees burned out every often or always. Imagine 25, 1/4 of the company employees burn out always or exhausted sometimes. In addition, almost 40% of the employees so burned out, so they are on the verge of being laid off from the company. And actually, if you know that World Health Organization has named burned out as a disease, and let's go through briefly through the some of the examples of the burnout causes. The first of all is lack of career growth. Sometimes stagnation arises in business, and it's actually normal. But as a result, it's usually prospects for promotion can completely dry out. And when this happens, overwork or overtime at the company may soon occur for every one of us. And if you feel that your career is stagnant, you are stuck in the role that you no longer need it in the organization, this can bring you to the burnout as a characteristic, as a cause. One more reason, it's a toxic work environment. It also can cause burnout among employees very quickly. If you are dealing with the office bully or manager hater, etc., it really can impact your burnout over time or very fast. Monotonic routine or routine itself, like do you perform the same 4 tasks every week without fail? A monotonous routine can actually depress and ultimately affects how we evaluate our role and relations and goals in the company we are working for. And actually, monotonic routine also one of the causes to the burnout. I think the most important and the most common cause for the burnout is when you do your work and you're trying to achieve a certain result, but you either not able to meet the expectations or simply cannot, let's say, adequately assess the impact of what your work has on the business you are working for. This may lead to the feeling that your activity does not matter anymore. And the next few causes, just 2 of them, I would like to highlight for you because they are very much related to the demo that I have prepared for you in Microsoft MyAnalytics and Workplace Analytics. So it's actually imbalance between your personal life and your business life. When office life begins to invade your personal life and influence your relationships with friends, with loved ones, you can feel effects of burnout. And if you're unable to achieve a balance between work and personal life, then it's better to take the opportunity to manage your stress. And MyAnalytics and My Workplace Analytics. So MyAnalytics is a personal analytics or personal digital behavior analytics. Workplace analytics is analytics for the organization, for the teams and departments. So using those tools which are included into the Office 365, and for most of you, it's a part of MyAnalytics is part of Office 365, you're able to get some insights on how your work-life balance looks like. And before we jump into the demonstration, I would like to show you one more thing, and it's about overtimes. And overtime work being involved. It means being involved in too many projects, or simply over-investing your limited energy in a work. And perhaps the most common cause for burning out. If you feel exhausted or cannot influence your workload, in our case, it's a digital workload, maybe it is time to relax and replenish your energy resources before lack of energy seriously can affect the quality of your life. So overtime and work-life balance is something you can really improve using Microsoft Office 365, and for individuals in the company, individual employees, for that you can use MyAnalytics. And now I would like to show you this application on my screen. And explain how it works. So when you first or second or constantly visit or use Office 365, this is applications you see on the screen. And the application we're going to talk right now calls MyAnalytics. So I click on the application. So, and this is my core interface. On the screen, you can see kind of short report on how your workplace, how your personal digital analytics right now looks like. We have several patterns here on the screen which you can use, but before, let me show you some core features that here are available. So this part is a kind of report that you always get when you go to the myanalytics.microsoft.com, and it is showing you key pillars which are measured and where you can get insights. So focus. Focus is about how much time in your calendar you have scheduled as a time for your personal focused job, without any people invited by email, etc. It's your personal time that you have booked to work on your own. Well-being. This is like really something about balance between work and life, because well-being shows you how much time, how many hours, or how many days you have without interruption from your work. It's like checking emails on the weekend, or it's like checking emails after 6 p.m. when your workday is completed. Network. It's all about communication. It's all about digital communication. Again, what I would like to highlight here, that all the measurement, all the insights are coming from your active usage of Office 365 services. If you're using something on premise, for example, it will not be measured. If you are using something installed from other vendors, it will be also not measured. So everything should be used from Office 365. So network will show you your intensive or low communication and collaboration with people around you, your peers, your direct reports, your managers, and even your customers or other people outside your company, your organization. Last but not least, collaboration. Collaboration is all about how much time you spend on collaborating with other people, using video, using audio meetings, using chats, emails, etc., etc. So let me show you and go deep dive into every pillar and explain you how it works, how it can be measured, and how you can learn more about measurements and insights that you can get. So I will start from focus. When you get insights on your focus, and my number here is 51, which is actually good for me. It means that half of my time during the last months I have spent on focusing on my particular projects or tasks that I'm driving. I will drill down inside. And here are some plans, some insights that I get from the Office 365 and from this application. So it shows me, you see, how many days I have booked, how many days I have with time for my personal stuff. 6 days out of 10. One more insight here needs for review, that I have a meeting which conflicts with time that I have scheduled for focusing. And I can go to the review. It will lead me to the calendar. You see, it's like today. And I can check what is conflicting with my meetings. What else do we have here? It's kind of, it's a table which shows you how much time during the weeks over in the months you have spent on focusing and on collaboration. You see, for example, this first this first graph is showing me from March 29 to April 4th that I had collaboration time like 67% of the week. What does it mean? And I need to think also why. Actually, this is when we moved for remote work. I have even more communication with my team in order to develop rules, approach, how we work remotely. That's why we had a lot of collaboration together. Now it's going down because now team is working stably, yes, consistently executing our rules of working remotely. That's why my collaboration time is going down. In the settings, I can set up my weekdays, right? For example, it's from Monday to Friday, or if you have Saturday as a working day, you can also put Saturdays here. Your start and end time of working day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is actually normal. And on the right side, this is, you can, it's a suggestion for you that system, MyAnalytics, will automatically look into your calendar and book focus time. You will decide how you will use it, but it will automatically care about your calendar, about your time, and nobody and other people who will open your shared calendar will see that this time is booked, and they will not they will not book their meetings, and you will be able to spend time to focus on other tasks. Good. Now let's go to the well-being. 11 quiet days. Is it good or is it bad? Let's see. We have 8 days weekends, right? Saturday and Sunday. And other 3 days, so I should subtract from 11, 8 weekend days where I prefer not to work. And it means that I have only 3 days when I did not check emails or did not open PC, work in the Office 365. So 3 days out of 21 working days, I did not work after 6 p.m. So it means that I'm actually working overtime. And this is something I wanted to highlight to you, to connect those dots, that you can monitor and control your overtime using MyAnalytics. Make a decision, right? And then change, stop the wrong behavior and start to develop the new behavior, not to work after 6 p.m. unless it's very much needed and required from your business. So I will drill down. Okay. This is what we see. quiet days, working hours, quiet hours lost on 7 days, 17 days. So this is when I, like, as I told you, I was working after 6 p.m. I can watch here with what kind of days are they. You see, this is Sunday, Saturday. Every Saturday I work, half of the Sundays, and some days of the week I work after 6 p.m. I can like this information to give a feedback to Microsoft so they continue improving software. Then I can go into the details. What I did during those quiet hours. So it's usually meetings, half of them emails, and just 7% of calls and chats. And this is something what happens. And I know the reason for that. I know that some of the customers, for example, when it is 6 p.m. in Ukraine, for example, it is 5 p.m. in Netherlands or 5 p.m. in Poland. Yes, I know that I potentially can have meeting with customer 1 hour longer, meeting with customer who has less time than in my country. Let's go on. And we will drill down now into the network. I love this piece. So network is showing you how many people you are contacting with during the months, during the last 4 weeks, if to be specific, and how many people you have emailed, chatted, or met in the past 12 months. And this is the interesting graph. It shows you your most close people you are working with most often. For example, my peer from Georgia, sales managers, marketing managers. I'm chatting with them, communicating very often, from 6 to 12 hours during last 4 months. Then goes the next round of people. For example, if you see this guy, Kirill Rudnev with a star, it's my manager. And this data shows me, gives me insights that I potentially limit, I have decreased communication with this person. Maybe I should think about sending him additional email, telling him about my project that I'm working on, maybe set up a meeting to demo something, etc. And the last round, people that I'm communicating very rarely, right? And this is something also I need to think and follow up if needed. I can split those people into active, right, whom communicating very often. I can select only people from external, like to see if I'm communicating enough with my customers, with my vendors, etc. The new people and those who are important in my organization. Here you can lower, yes, you can see the details, like with whom you have communicated more often. And you can also see the details. Total time with Georgi, for example, from Georgia, 9 hours. Percent of email I read from him, and the speed of response to his communication to me by email or chat. And this is also interesting insights, how fast you respond to the people who are important for your business processes. Now let's jump into the collaboration. So this is my collaboration insights. This is how much time I'm spending working with other people in different areas. while meeting with them, sending emails, doing chat, doing calls, yeah, and that's pretty it. Yeah, you can always click a question here on the screen. In front of collaboration, there is a question mark. You can click to read more how this, what does it mean and how it is counted. And actually, you see there is a threshold also. Some insights from global researches made by Microsoft and partners. So my favorite piece of collaboration is meeting habits. You know, 47% of the meetings that are conducted are unproductive. And here how my meetings looks like. For example, 40%, oh, sorry. Yeah, 40% of my meetings, you see on the screen, invitation sent with a day's notice. It's very bad. If you plan your week ahead properly, you should not send email in 1 day in advance, at least not half of them, right? This is a good thing. No emails or chats during the meetings. It means that you are not multitasking while sitting on the meeting. And this is like almost 70% of the meetings. I do not do multitasking. For example, you have a video or audio call using Microsoft Teams, and at the same time, you're creating document on the OneDrive, and you are trying to answer email that is coming from your peers or from your customer or partners. And this is counted as multitasking. Almost 92% of the meetings done during working hours. This is good signal. And this is I love the most, sent with agenda. So 100% meetings sent with agenda. This is it means that I always highlight meeting goals, meeting objectives, and expectations from the participants. And my communication habits. When do I send emails? When do I read emails? And when I usually make chat and calls. And you see, actually 12 p.m., like afternoon, this is the time when I mostly read emails and do most of the communication. Let's see, emails sent in the morning, actually pretty balanced. So I'm sending emails during the day because some of them are really urgent. I think this is very, very useful. Here are some insights that are coming to you. For example, you typically have 30% of your week spent in the meetings. That's about 13.5 hours each week. 10% of your week are recurring. So what can be suggestion? And here the tool gives me the suggestion to review my meetings and to make sure they are good use of the time of the week. Take time to learn this application deeper. What else I would like to show you in MyAnalytics? In the left top, in the left down corner on the screen, there is a how it works panel. You can click there, select your language, and read in details how every pillar is calculated and measured to understand how it works and how it impacts your work-life balance, your overtime, and your communication habits. But this is not everything I wanted to show you. Now I would like to show you one more thing. When you start using MyAnalytics, you can subscribe to weekly digests that will send you different insights about that has observed during the week. You see, by email, I'm getting monthly review of my well-being. Well-being, it's my balance between work and life, and working after 6 p.m. or during the weekends. It gives me a short overview, 9 quiet days during the months, which is good, which is not good. Gives me some details. I can go and explore more about it. But if I don't have time, this insight in the email is enough for me right here, right now. Some about focus hours. That's it. So you always get emails, can subscribe to get emails from the tool in order not to forget to check how are you doing. When you open your Outlook, whether it's desktop application or cloud application of the Outlook, you will get MyAnalytics built into the Outlook. It will have a name, Insights. You see, I'm showing right now on the screen. I will click it right now. This MyAnalytics is connected to your email. You see, it's showing you that I have 5 unread emails from people who might be important for me. Those people who have a star or mark with a star in a MyAnalytics application. Get reminded of tasks and unread emails for your important people. Here they are. Let's see what is it here. Important. Set lunch hours. Application sees that there is no default time booked in my calendar for lunch. Yes, to have to relax, to have a rest, etc. And it is proposing me to set recurring meetings for lunch during the working hours automatically. Okay, I confirm. Great. The next one, follow up on your requests. So application sees in my email that I have some requests that are not potentially followed up or reminds me not to miss them. Let me click here. Okay. The application sees that in the email from my colleague from Microsoft, Adrian, I have a question there. How can I investigate the reason? So MyAnalytics understands that in email, there is a question to me and proposes me to follow up on this question. I click follow up. And the email opens for me automatically, and I can continue working on them appropriately. One more thing, you see, it gives me insights, for example, with Georgi Kofinlu, to meet with him one-on-one. It shows me that you haven't met with Georgi for a while. The same with my manager, Kirill. The great thing is that I can schedule a meeting right here. Schedule a meeting, title. Let's catch up on Office 365. I'm just adding Teams meeting, and that's it. I'm sending it to Georgi. So I think this is a very good thing to use at work, and I really recommend you to start using it if you still don't, and learn more about it online. And I have shown you once again. Here in the top, in the down left corner, there is a link to the documentation and more explanation about how it works. There are a lot of things that you can learn additionally. Now, This is MyAnalytics, as I told you, is about individual productivity. We have one more application which is called Workplace Analytics. Workplace Analytics is designed for managers, for the executive team to keep pulse on the entire organization, on every department, and all the employees, to be able to react if they see some patterns that are negatively can impact organizational culture, health, and productivity. So, in order to get this application for your company, you should have more than 1,000 employees of Office. You need to have more than 1,000 Office 365 users in the company. So what it gives you, right? As for the manager, you want to see the entire organization. So you see all the numbers, all the highlights and the insights which are counted for entire organization. What do we have here? We have different metrics to explore. For example, week in the life. Get summary of weekly collaboration in the company. So I can see here almost the same what I see in MyAnalytics, but for the entire company to understand what is the culture. Is it the culture of teamwork and collaboration between people and departments? Or it's more about individual contributors company? Here I can see if my company has Active Directory, and in Active Directory I have the view on the is split it into the departments. Departments have managers, employees, etc. Then I can see how my department health index looks like. You see, for example, that sales department is spending more than half of time in the emails. This is a good insight for the manager, for the sales director. Should sales department spend so many time to work on emails? Or maybe should they be more time outside meeting customers one-on-one? Of course, it depends on the business, but still you can start looking at those patterns to understand your internal culture and behavior. Do you remember we talked in the very beginning about burnout causes? This is something you can see the health index of after hours collaboration time, and which of the departments spends more time on after hours collaboration, and what they are doing. Do they meet? Do they use emails, etc.? And as a manager, you need to act. For example, to send emails or work with the HR team to explain people that if they spend too much time after hours, it can impact their health, their productivity, or maybe you have another culture in the company, so explain it to your people. It can also show you the trend, right? The starting point and how it is evolving in the during the time. Meetings overview. I like this part. I like this part because it's not simply gives you overview on how much time people spend on meetings and quality of meetings. It also makes you calculation how much money you can lose if people organize and conduct unproductive meetings. If the meeting is done just for meeting. And this is a calculation potential, considering the multitasking hours, conflict hours, and redundant hours. Of course, it's approximation, of course, but still it gives you insights how you can save money just improving the quality of meetings in your company. Again, here you can see by department. On the left side, on the right side, you can see the trend. And many other statistics which go for you as a manager can show you even more time. Let's see, multitasking meetings hours. For example, sales department and IT spending like most of the time comparing to others in multitasking. So this is the reason to talk to leaders of those departments and ask them to talk to the employees and change this behavior to the correct one. One more interesting thing is management and coaching. I will not go very deep down in this part. I just want you to show you that this management and coaching session can give you insights how much time managers of the departments have spent time talking one-on-one with their direct reports. You see, for example, here on the screen, meet hours with direct managers. Hours per week. It was like the good number of one-on-one hours, and then it went down to almost nothing. Again, in which department managers meeting most with their employees? And again, for example, sales department, head of sales has less meetings with directors, with sellers, while actually they should. So maybe this is one of the insights, something you can change in the organization, because in sales department, one-on-one with the sales director is crucial comparing to most of other departments. Here is the meeting hours with managers, because obviously if you set up correctly Active Directory, Office 365 knows who is your manager, yes, who is of which department this manager is, how many direct reports he has, and then to calculate one-on-one meeting hours, which are scheduled in the calendar in Outlook or in Microsoft Teams. Two next pillars, internal and external collaboration, I have shown you, and this is a good thing in terms of internal collaboration, to see if does your company has collaboration culture or teamwork culture. You can see here the internal network size, so how many people in the organization, and how they collaborate with each other. The same for external collaboration. You see how much external collaboration has this or that department. For example, on the screen, you see that sales department has a lot of external collaboration, which means in the very beginning, we have seen that they spend a lot of time by sending emails. Here we can see that they do send emails to the external people, and this is potentially customers. It means that the balance between working internally or working with customers, sending them emails, in balance. And there are a lot of more other things which you can do. For example, you can get some additional data resources that can be downloaded into the Excel. You can create different types of queries in Power BI, and reporting will be sent to you, to your, for example, on your device. So you can all the time see in the beautiful, wonderful dashboards in Power BI how your work life and collaboration is performing in the company. And before we finish, I want to show you an example that has been sent by one of our listeners, my friend Alexei, who has sent me his screenshot of MyAnalytics asking how is he doing. And as you see on the screen right now, yes, Alexei has 0% of time scheduled in calendar on focusing, and 100% of the time on working or collaborating with others. And the answer, there can be two answers here. From one side, Alexei is a great manager. So he's a manager in the organization, in the company, and he's working with his direct reports and employees all the time, every day, hour by hour. That's why potentially he does not need focus hours during the day. But look here, he has just 5 quiet hours during the month. It means that his focus hour he is using after 6 p.m. or during the weekends. That's why you need to think about if it's good, if it's bad, and make a decision and make a correction of your behavior. So this was everything I wanted to show you today. To explain. I hope you enjoyed and you will try on your own to learn your digital behaviors and work-life balance. Your work-life balance will be in absolute norm. So it's time to go for the questions. Okay, the first question is, can I use MyAnalytics to analyze my team and my department? The quick answer is no, because MyAnalytics can be used for your personal analytics. It's your individual analytics. But what I have recommended to others is that you can take you can schedule one-on-one meeting with your direct reports, with your peers, with your people, and look with them together how their analytics looks like and help to correct in place. In other scenarios, you need to have workplace analytics in order to see dynamics of your department. What is the best correct way to activate workplace analytics? Thank you, Alexei. The best way to activate workplace analytics, first of all, is company should have more than 1,000 Office 365 users. Then the best way is to go to your Microsoft contact, or you can also request MyAnalytics through your partner who is selling you Office 365, or the partner who is doing adoption for you, and partner will help you to contact with right Microsoft person, because Microsoft is giving workplace analytics on individual basis. Okay, looks like we have no questions. I hope it was useful. Please try right now to look into your MyAnalytics, analyze what's going on with your digital behavior, with your work-life balance, and remember, tomorrow is always coming, and tomorrow will come. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Hear you very soon.